Hi, my name is Owen Ross, and I am the Director for Church Development of the North Texas Conference of the United Methodist Church.
And you were instrumental in planning this. Why was this important to you?
So we've all been seeing the photos, the news, the headlines, and the Lord has been working on me to respond. And so when I got a call from Steve Miller, who said, "Owen, we need to do something," and he was telling me how he'd been talking to pastors, I said, well, let's just go down to the border, have a prayer vigil, gather as many people as we can, bear witness, and then go back to our congregations. Our goal was to equip clergy to pray, preach, and publicly engage on immigration and border issues. And I was pastor of La Fundación de Cristo, Christ Foundry United Methodist Mission, for 15 years. And so the stories of the persons that I was seeing on the news was the stories of those congregations, and I couldn't help but see the faces of the congregants of Christ Foundry and the faces of those I was seeing on the news, and knew that we had to respond.
So we are just now wrapping up 2 days of praying and preaching and visiting folks on the border. What has this experience meant to you?
Well, going across the border today just was heart-wrenching. You hear how bad it is, you see the images, but sitting and hearing the stories of the persons, and what broke me is when they would tell of their families in Honduras and why they are making this trip. I mean, I'm horrified about how they're being characterized in the news, the lies that are being told about them. But when a woman was telling me about her mom that is ill in Honduras, and how there's not health care and health care she can afford, and how she came here hoping to work to send money back to take care of her mom, who is also taking care of her 3 daughters. How can you not be inspired by such love of both a daughter and a mother? And how can we not want to do everything as individuals, as a church, and as a nation to help her and help persons? But meanwhile, she's come. We've shipped her back to the other side. She's been given a court date, 3 months, and been told even that she'll be told she'll have to continue to wait. She tells a story of persons who have been sent back, and on the way back suffered violence, lost everything, and then had no way to get from Mexico across Guatemala back to Honduras. We as a nation, we as a people, we as a church must be more engaged, and experiencing these faces personally and face to face can't help but move someone to action, and I pray that our stories help move others.
We've got 100 faith leaders who experienced this week. We're about to get on buses and airplanes and cars heading home. What do you hope will happen from here?
I hope they would continue prayer, preaching, public engage. This Sunday, that preachers are going to be lifting up their experiences, that congregants will be moved, that the Holy Spirit will move in our church, and the churches can lift up their prophetic voice and in a unified way say, this is unacceptable. And I hope it will move both our clergy as well as our laity to publicly engage, and may there be a moral outcry of God's people for the way that we are treating our sisters and brothers who are at the border. That is my prayer.
Blessings on you, my friend. Thank you so much for your ministry this week and heading home.